Hello, hello, beautifuls. How are you guys doing? The energies today are totally wild. So I did a little shout out this morning on Instagram, just saying that the energies are super sensitive today. So depending on what kind of resting state you're in and your mental outlook, you'll feel that in different ways. So you might feel irritated, frustrated, or you might just want to hermit and go inside and not kind of really be around people and just kind of take care of your own energy. Or you might be feeling optimistic, but you could also feel very emotional and just, like I said, very highly sensitive. So those are the energies that are coming through today. There's a lot still happening beneath the surface. And so things are aligning. There's been a lot of delays. And this has to do with us letting go. Hi, Jocelyn, of the old. And of course, we have, personally, we have challenges with letting go and stepping into a new paradigm shift, stepping into new energies, perceiving things differently, embodying things differently. And so we can expect that our counterparts, our soulmates, our tribe, they're also going through these challenges, delays, setbacks, maybe some procrastination, decision making, and figuring out where all of our moves are and making strategic, heartfelt, balanced, and intuitive based moves. So that is why there's been so many delays and so many challenges. The energy has been very slow moving because we want to get it right. And right in terms of alignment, not right or wrong. So if you guys are wondering, and that impatience is creeping up again, that might be why. Is simply there's just a lot of factors to consider. And your guides, spirit ancestors, have been likely giving you a lot of messages to keep on going. You've got this. Celebrate yourself. Be mindful. Don't look back. Cut cords. Release the past. Those energies are really revolving right now. And, embracing this new self, embracing new ways of looking at things. So if you used to get really upset or reactive, now you're taking a moment, taking a breath, and responding instead of reacting, looking at yourself in a different light as well. So a lot of really amazing blessings and gifts here and around the corner. Continue to be patient, continue to be mindful, and focus on yourself, your energy, and putting yourself first. Maybe analyzing and restructuring your life if you have to. Take all that information in and be ready to make those moves when those opportunities come, because you're creating them as a manifesting kind of vortex center. You are manifesting really amazing things to you. And there's some really good dharma coming your way as well, because you've done the work, you've put in the time, energy, effort. And so there's some really great opportunities coming in because of that dharma. So, sorry guys, hopefully that light in the mirror reflection isn't too crazy for you. So I pulled a little tiny romance message section here. So we'll do that at the end. And that's for anybody looking for messages from, soulmate that's coming in, someone that's not quite here yet, but you can feel it in your energetic field, or you've had signs and signals that they're coming in. And other than that, we're going to look at the animal totems, a couple clarifying messages from my fantasy oracle. And then today I'm using the Wisdom of Avalon as another clarifying card for the past, present, future reading. So let's dive in and see what Spirit has in terms of messages for us in motivation and being hopeful and optimistic, and just any tips that can help us navigate this transition into a new era for ourselves. So our animal medicine for the past is Loon Intuitive, and it was just 444 on the timestamp, so that might be some meaningful numerology for some of you. Listen to the song in your soul. Trust your intuition, as you have a way of knowing Emerge from the busy life and seek more solitude. Recognize that you are unique and that you are loved. So I was talking about the energies for today. And for me, it was almost like as soon as I went outside my home, I was bombarded by a lot of, it seems like a lot of people are purging. And I was doing this last week. So maybe it's just an offset energy of whoever's, purging now. We're kind of holding space. And now there's a new set of people purging. And that really affects the collective energy. So if you're feeling that, listen to your intuition, maybe have a bath or just have a day where you're reading or working kind of quietly to yourself. But the other energy here is celebrating your uniqueness at this point in time. No matter where you are, no matter what uncertainties lie ahead of you, really take a moment to celebrate yourself, even if it's just a tiny, tiny little shred of celebration that you can look at yourself and go, wow, like either you've survived and that's good enough, or you're thriving and that's amazing, or you're simply allowing yourself to surrender to the flow and believe that something wonderful is coming your way because you're attracting that, because you have evolved, you have changed, and you're open to new energies coming into your life, coming into your world. And so Loon and the intuitive medicine here is also singing your song, allowing your story to change, writing a new story, and letting go of that past because you really are ready to step into a new future. And the Loon, so it's, a lot of that speaking your truth energy, the truth coming through you, that's emotional truth, that's, intuitive truth, and that's mental truth, all aligning together to come forward and help you move forward on your path in a beautiful way. And the other thing here is we have been using our intuition more and more. So we're really strengthening that energy. And you can tell when you're doing that because instead of waiting for, let's say, approval from something in the 3D or having to see a manifestation in the 3D, you're knowing that, okay, if it's not here yet, it is just around the corner. If it's not here yet, it will be when the alignment is in the correct timing here. So you're really trusting your intuition and not having to, okay, check 1, check 2, check 3, check 4, check 5, check 6, check 7, check 8, Now you're going check 1, check 2, okay, I'm good, right? Instead of having to go and find a lot of, I can't think of the word right now, but you guys know what I'm talking about because of your intuition. Anyway, so let's clarify Forsaken. So, maybe many of us have been praying in our own way. We don't need to be religious, but really talking to our guides, talking to our angels, talking to past over loved ones and going, okay, this is where I see myself. Like, this is where my dialogue is at. Am I in the right spot? Where are we headed? Have I done the work? Is there anything I'm not seeing? And really surrendering and knowing that you have honestly done as much as you possibly can in a multitude of areas in your life. You've come to the edge. You've come to the end of a lot of different patterns and cycles that you are born to trailblaze through. And you are at this moment on the precipice of this new version of yourself. And so this forsaken energy in the past, Spirit is saying, we did hear you. We're still watching out for you. We're very mindful of your contributions and your service. And we know you want to blossom and unfold in new ways. And there's going to be opportunities coming your way. So really it is about alignment so that you are ready and everybody is ready who's a part of your next phase to move forward here. So if you're feeling this forsaken energy, but you're also intuitively knowing that good things are here, gifts are here, abundance is here, blessings are here, truths are coming forward, people are going to be coming forward into your life. And so just continue with that energy of knowing. To clarify that, we have the swan. I love this. Swan energy has also been coming up too, because the swan is energy of the lovers. It's also an energy of life mates, mates for life. And a lot of people are going to be uniting with soulmates that are meant to be of a longer duration in your life. And so this could be someone you might be having children with, you might be getting married to. And if you don't believe in marriage, this is a high union for you where you have that freedom, you have that liberty. And there's also the energy of that transformation from shadow into light of the ugly duckling into the beautiful swan. So the energy of this resonates to number 3 or 12. And transformation, trusting the psychic gifts. So once again, we've got loon, we've got the swan. So a heavy bird medicine here, and singing your song, the swan song. Continue to hold strong to your truth and know how beautiful your evolution is and the journey of your evolution. Even if it was painful, you really are coming through to the other side here. And it was just 11:11 on the timestamp. So there's a lot of, that very powerful mirroring energy, that twin flame energy. And if you don't believe in twin flame, I just bring that down to a foundation of a very strong soul bond. And soulmates are the same type of energy, very, very strong soul bond. And so that energy is coming through here. And you may have been connecting with, if you are, in relationship, you're learning how to transform that relationship while you're still in it, really turning off the runner energy or the chaser energy and just kind of sitting in it and listening to your intuition and taking some time to choose what your steps are and whether you are in alignment or not, and then taking action on those feelings, those thoughts, and that intuition, right? So let's see what we have for the present energies. We have goose, inner knowing. So a lot of bird medicine. Watch out for eagles, hawks, swans, loons, ducks, vulture medicine. All of these energies are sending you signs and signals, synchronicities. And it says, you're a brave traveler. Your soul knows the way. Be confident and you will achieve your destination. Loyal friends are always with you. Don't worry, you are blessed. Let yourself fly. So there's a couple things that have come up in this. In the shadow cycle that you were just in, you might have had some energies of betrayal. You might have had to let some friends go or some family go because they're in a lower energy vibration, and you know enough from your intuition to let go, focus on yourself, move forward, evolve. And then if that person is also doing the work and is supposed to be on your path, they will find you when their energy is in alignment with where you are and heading. You're not going to lower your energies or settle for anything less than you have kind of earned and worked for. And so your soul knows the way is also a really good reminder here that if you're not sure, like mentally, you're kind of going, I don't really know what's next. And spiritually, you might be going, I know I'm on a new path, but I'm actually not, I don't have this knowing. Like say you usually have prophetic dreams, or you really have a really solid idea of where your next move is, and you don't have that. It's just another sign of your evolution of your spirit, because now you're in the moment, you're being, you're in surrender and flow as you make those decisions. You're not, you don't have your eyes set on anything very structured. You're allowing it to move and evolve in the moment. And that's huge. Hi, Christy. I usually do some readings at the very end here. And loyal friends. So if you were betrayed in the past and you're having trouble with trust issues, or that's something that you're working on, just know that there are loyal people in your sphere. There are loyal people coming forward. And so just maintain your loyalty to yourself and respect for yourself as you move forward and make these decisions, and you might be continuing to make decisions on what's the highest and best for you as we move forward. So let's take a look at the clarification for that. We have end of cycle. So as I said, there's a few of you guys, we're kind of just offset here by a little bit, because this was also in one of my last readings, the end of cycle. So some of you had this end of cycle energy a couple weeks ago, and some of you are in it right now. So you're acknowledging, your spirit is acknowledging the end of an energy cycle for you. This could be codependency, this could be addictions, this could be thinking negatively, being in a poverty mindset, and really looking, or just simply wanting to be in control of everything in your life. And then the Tower comes in, you have a dark night of the soul, you have 10 years of that, and you're really letting go, you're unraveling the self, and you're really rediscovering what's left at that core level of you. So who is the authentic you? You're at your spirit level. And so really embracing this end of cycle. And, having the goose and the inner knowing energy here, talking about being a brave traveler and your soul knows the way. It's like, yes, this end of cycle can be devastating. It can be terrifying. It doesn't matter how far along you are in your level of mastery. Not knowing, being blind, that energy is really high medicine. And it's not meant to feel comfortable. It's meant to throw you off so that you can observe yourself in that energy. And so that's why it's still a little bit unstable, because the uncertainty isn't the same as the past of this end cycle. That cycle that ended, the confusion, manipulation energies, not knowing but being stuck on certain ideas and outcomes of how your energy or how spirit's gifts were going to unfold in your life. So really controlling, obsessing, being very attached, that's also part of what we're letting go and we're releasing, cutting cords, cutting any energies that don't serve us, and really inviting people to meet us on the level we're at, not as much in judgment, resentment, clearing those energies, bringing in forgiveness and compassion to self and others, and really just going, okay, I've made mistakes. Everybody's made mistakes. It's too heavy a burden to carry other people's pain forward on this path. You must let go of pain from the past, especially if it's other people's pain projections on you. And so I heard the other day, and I'll pass this message along, if you are struggling with letting someone go or letting a situation go from the past, there was a really interesting insight that someone said. And they said, when you're hanging on to an energy from the past is when the memories of love are what is the current reality for you, and the person or the situation actually isn't even here anymore. They're not available. They're not supporting you. They're not communicating with you. It's the memories of love or memories of fun and laughter and that you're holding on to. So if they are not in your presence, they're not there for a reason at the moment. Invite them to meet you and get excited about that, but know that you're moving forward with or without them at this time, because if they were in your sphere, you would have that love right there with you. It would be in your presence. And if it's not, please allow yourself to continue to let go. And so that's a really beautiful energy, just to give yourself permission to, even if you don't have all the answers, just to continue moving forward on your path. So to clarify that, trust. What a beautiful energy. So this resonates to the number 11. So I did bring up the 1111 numerology, a lot of mirroring, a lot of trust. We are re-energizing hope, kind of igniting that inner flame of creation. And that's why it's also important to be letting go. And that's not just bulldozing through emotional landscape. That's continuing to heal. Every spiral you get to, every new layer of healing, you're going, okay, this is where I am. I'm patient with myself. I'm forgiving of myself. I'm compassionate to myself. And I'm continuing to move forward as this cycle has completed. I'm in this new cycle, and energies from the past that you're dealing with in this new cycle are requiring you to trust and move forward. So I'm going to read from the booklet on this one. Do you have issues with faith? This is hilarious. So I hope you've been watching, because this is spirit going boom. Do you have issues with faith? Do you have expectations of betrayal? So do you have expectations of betrayal? Do you trust the mystery? Do you insist on mapping each tiny detail of your life, believing yourself to be the center of the universe? This marker reminds you that trust is required to move forward on your path. Belief and trust in a higher power is about having faith that the outcome will be what it should be, no matter what it is. It is timely for you to place your trust in the divine, in your angels, and in the knowledge that there is a divine plan for all. This marker also asks you to remember that humankind is imperfect. And even if you place your trust in another, there is potential for this trust to be broken. This means that you need to be discerning and not trust blindly. Be mindful of who and what you place your trust in. Is this person, thing, or situation worthy? So maybe in the past, we're developing our intuition, learning more about how to accept our intuitive information in the moment instead of having to wait for why is this word eluding me today? That reassurance, but that's not the word I'm looking for, but you guys know what I'm talking about. So in the past, we weren't able to do that as quickly, and maybe we're impulsive, move quickly. Now we know it's so important to have that strong foundation when we're moving forward. So instead of just expecting betrayal, know that you now have the energy to be discerning about who you are sharing your energy with, also what you are sharing with people you are sharing your energy with. And know also that if they betray your trust, that is truly on them. You do have that responsibility, though, of being discerning of who you put your trust in. So there's a fine balance here in this new cycle of trusting, and that is trusting our fellow humans, trusting in a higher power, and trusting in yourself. So really bring that trust back for yourself, and knowing who and when to trust, know who deserves your loyalty and who doesn't, and be loyal to yourself and your connection to spirit, because as the booklet said, it isn't all about you. We're a team. And in that team mentality, it's a unity mentality, but that might indicate that, say your soul partner is just having some difficulties, and you're going, where are you? Let's go. Instead, you can come into that energy of, okay, all right, you're having difficulties. I'm going to focus on myself and keep on moving forward and have some fun and have some joyful experiences while I'm at it. So let's see, in a relationship between you and the mystery, you and the god, goddess, and you and the divine living planet, there is a sacred relationship where trust is never broken. Only you can break it by forgetting who you are, a spirit in temporary human form. Remember who you are. So spirit is really asking you, when you get stuck in that ego energy and that stuck energy of betrayal and looking back and being in that pain body, and really, I guess, highlighting the lower energies of humanity, the lower energies of connection with spirit, use your power, use your energy of transmutation to turn it around and go, okay, we do make mistakes, but we can also evolve. and we can also change and improve ourselves. And that trust is such a huge part right now, trusting that blessings, gifts, and new experiences are coming forward for you. And it isn't time to give up. It's not time to be defeated in that energy. I'm just going to have a sip of water. If you are enjoying the video and you haven't already, if you can give me a thumbs up, that would be great. And if you want to subscribe, there's a subscribe button there. Any donations are welcome. There's a PayPal link in the detailed description below. So the future energies are not a surprise to me, probably not a surprise to you. Horse, freedom. So your heart is pure and free. A greater purpose calls you. You have unlimited reserves of stamina and strength. You follow the winds of change and accomplish your dreams. So in this new energy, you could be moving to a different city. You could be moving to a new home. You could be meeting someone and changing your whole entire life and trajectory, because it is a match made in heaven. Like, it is meant to be. It is destined. And or your relationship is evolving with yourself and or your partner, and you're just ready to take on new challenges and to move forward with a more optimistic and enthusiastic energy. So what Spirit was just talking about, that trust, that inner knowing, it allows us to perceive ourselves as having that direct resource of source energy. So when you're feeling depleted, when you're feeling down, it's like, okay, look at your surroundings first. Is there anyone draining your energies? Is the situation draining your energies? Then you take action on those things. Then it's like, okay, look at your body. Are you eating healthy? Are you drinking enough water? Do you have enough vitamins? Take action once you know that. And then when we're thinking about the mystery and the unknown, that's where the action is passive in terms of surrender. And so we actively surrender. So it is actually taking action, even if you're not doing anything. Outwardly, your inner kind of guidance is going, okay, I know something amazing is here. I've prepared for it. I've done everything I can. So I'm going to observe, and I'm going to continue to balance my energies and cultivate my inner peace here. When the option or opportunity comes up, I trust myself to make the best decision in that moment. All right. So, as a high being, as a god, goddess, letting go of that ego, letting go of that I, me, my, the selfishness, the manipulation, any games. It's like, okay, when you let go of that, it's really exciting because you're always free. Okay. Wherever you are, in terms of your material wealth, your material standing, it doesn't matter. Your spirit is free. You are liberated when you trust yourself and you are celebrating yourself and your connection with all things. So this horse medicine is also talking about your heart, okay? Make sure that your heart is liberated. And so if there are barbs, if there are connections from the past that have held you back, you've let them go, and you'll continue to release, which is beautiful, because you've given yourself permission to be free. All right. So you really are evolving in a beautiful, beautiful way, and your dreams are manifesting from a new resting energy, a new aligned base energy for yourself. So no matter where you are, because you've done the work, what your experience is going to be different than it has been in the past. So you can trust that your experience is going to evolve. You're not going to be repeating the same cycles from the past. And so we have inner vision here. So we have the horse and the owl medicine. So we have inner vision. And this is also, about that nocturnal energy. And the predator-prey cycle too. So you can think about the owl and the mouse and the cyclical evolution and trust of those cycles moving in and out of our lives. So the life and death cycle, right? The predator-prey cycles, and also that trust, that inner knowing, seeing through deception, whether it's we're deceiving ourselves or others have deceived us in the past. And also If you find yourself automatically thinking negatively about the word deception when that comes up, just think about this. When someone says someone's lying or someone's deceiving, or there's deception or lies in and around your life, just acknowledge too that, for example, someone could be deceiving and lying themselves about being totally in love with you. Totally in love, just a well of emotion, deep care, tenderness, and they're lying and deceiving themselves about that. So it doesn't always need to be a negative connotation of deception or lies. And of course, yes, it's not ideal, but it's part of that person's path to break through those energies. And for you, the energies, you're not waiting around for anything. And that's why that horse medicine, that freedom is really important here too, because when you're listening to your intuition, when you're trusting and you're surrendering, that brings in that freedom because you're not attaching to a specific outcome here. So to clarify that, we have the novice. And so innocence, the beginner, this is the fool medicine, right, in the tarot. So we know we are the fool. We have to find a way, and this is perseverance, this is grit, this is courage, right? This is stamina. And the horse was talking about stamina, strength, and unlimited reserves. That applies to you because you are a warrior, okay? You don't just step into the fool medicine after you have achieved so much, like very lightly. The fool medicine means that you have to be willing to be the fool. You have to be willing to take risks again. And that is all about trust. So new skill without practice, unstable curiosity. It is, of course, connected to the number 5. So you might be saying 555. This is connected to the tower energy as well. Changes, positive movement, new direction. And when it says unstable curiosity, this just means too that you're in a new energy that you're embodying. You're letting go of old patterns. So you might have lots of little tests coming up, and you might already have noted those, where something or some situation will come forward and you have to use your boundaries and say no. Or you have to recognize that before you would have come from a place of fear in making a decision, now you're coming from a foundation of love when making a decision. Or you might hear friends and family giving you recommendations or advice based on fear. And then you're going in your mind's eye, you're going with this inner knowing, okay, I'm grateful for your help and your energy. However, I can see that you're coming from, or I can feel that you're coming from a place of fear. And so I'm going to acknowledge that when I'm taking your advice. So I'm just going to read from the book too on this novice energy, because it's scary when you have mastered something to go back to the fool energy. But of course, you're always oscillating between the master and the fool. Okay, a master and the fool, the teacher and the learner, that is all of life, my friends. So, that's the impermanence. You're never going to be a master all of the time. You can't hold that energy, because a master needs to learn to be a master. So we're always moving back and forth between mastery, or being able to teach, to lead, and learning to listen, to follow, to learn. So it says innocence, naivety, foolishness, early knowledge not yet integrated. The ability to see the world untainted, and learning, and that's about trusting too, right? Is not seeing the eyes through betrayal, and then hence having self-sabotage and that fear energy take over your future. These are the aspects of the novice as she appears in your life. The novice is reminding you to be teachable and humble. If you don't know something, don't pretend that you do. Chances are that you'll make an error that may cost you more than you wish to pay. New information is coming, and this is the time to be open to learning and expanding. Many of you will likely have had that message too. There's information coming. There's a message coming. There's communication inbound. Trust that. and try your best not to pinpoint where that's going to come from. Allow it to unfold naturally. The novice also reminds you to be like a child and remember the wonder and awe you once had for the world around you. This is part of rebirth. When discovering magic was an essential part of everyday experience, the novice reminds you that you need to stop and ask yourself, what lesson must I learn here? The lesson is always mirrored in the experience in front of you. Dig deep into the workings of whatever situation you're inquiring about. You don't have to look far, for the answer is right in front of you. Sometimes it may feel as if you have 2 left feet and don't know how to dance, or that perhaps you're fumbling in the dark and fear that you may be left behind. And this can come back to the inner vision. Perhaps this is that energy of not being fully trusting of your power and your sight, right? So you might have those moments where that instability that comes with not knowing, we can transform that into stability within ourselves, but that can kind of be like flailing around in the dark. So it's all right to be in the not knowing, right? It's all right to be in the not knowing. I don't know, right? It's powerful. I don't know. And that's totally okay. This is the place where new understanding takes time to integrate. And that resonates to the number 11, because it's on page 11. So be gentle, you guys. We're in a new phase. We are little kids again. And it's time to look at things differently. Now, I had this thought occur too the other day, just for a moment. It was just a moment of insight. And I thought, I'm really bored with the world right now. I'm really bored. And the new hasn't quite shown up. I know it's here. And I know that there's some really exciting things that I've seen for myself. But then I also recognized, okay, I'm bored because I'm just in this in-between, right? The new level will require me to look at everything differently, and I will be learning new truths. I will be learning to see the world differently. And so that's going to be an interesting adventure all in itself. Okay, so those are the messages for the general read. And if you guys are interested in my mini love reading, I'm going to do that now. So if not, thanks for sticking around and watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope the messages resonated, because I really wanted to come on today just in case anybody was feeling this really intense energy and just wanted to check in with the energies and see, how can we motivate ourselves? How can we stay strong in that surrender and not revert back to some of the old patterning? All right, so all of these cards are from my personal decks. And I have a couple now. And so I've got Sexy Siren Secrets, Kindred Spirit Love Oracle, Soul Whispers, and the Galactic Goth Oracle. So let's see. Is there a message? What would someone say to you? What would that special someone say to you? And this is personal to you. It could be yourself too, if they had the chance. Even if I don't show it, you meant a lot to me and always will. So even if I don't show it, you meant a lot to me and always will. So you really did make a huge impact on someone's life, even if they aren't able to show it, even if they aren't able to thank you. You were really a beautiful guiding light for somebody, and you were an opportunity for them to look at their highest self more deeply. You're an opportunity to be a catalyst for positive change in their life, and really just, they chose you, to have you in their life for however long they had you. They chose you, okay? Because you're that special. You're that beautiful. You're that unique. So let's clarify that energy. We have learn. So just reminding us about that novice energy. We are in the learning phase. So it's time to, take a class, to learn something new, to take more schooling, or to simply just kind of dive into something you're really interested in. Could be craftsmanship. You could be thinking about different art projects. So say you want to do a tarot deck, or say you want to do wood carvings, or that kind of thing. You're really looking at what your opportunities here are for the future, how you can change your life, change your actions to get a different result that better matches who you are right now in this present moment, especially if you're struggling and your spirit is telling you to let go of like a job that you've had for 15 years or something, and you're struggling because of the security and the comfort. Spirit will help you learn, and then that will better help you make that adjustment at the perfect and right time for you. So, love message. This is a reminder here, and I was talking about the challenges and why there's been delays and setbacks to some new beginnings here where you can feel it. You might have even had this message coming through for 6 months, 8 months, a year, that there's new energy or that there's communication or that there's this. Well, there's been a few blocks and to both parties. It's not just one or the other. So we have victim or perpetrator. And it says both parties are healing victim consciousness within themselves. Wounds for childhood have been triggered, and each person must search for empowerment to break the cycle. What's beautiful about this is in the relationships that we may have had in the past where there's betrayal or wounding and triggering and fear and doubt, those energies made darn sure that we were looking inward at ourselves. You know, they just really turn the spotlight, blam! You have to look at your wounds. What are you creating in your relationships based on doubt, based on fear, based on insecurity, lack of confidence, based on shitty parenting? And let's be honest, if you don't hold your parents accountable for the mistakes that they made with you, then you're just enabling that energy within yourself, which is unfortunate because you deserve to have that freedom from their mistakes too. And this doesn't mean harboring ill will. It's just say you had a narcissistic parent, but you're in denial about it and self-deceiving about it. Well, it's really good to acknowledge it so that you can put distance between listening to that person or taking their perspective to heart when you know that they're actually coming from a very off-balance perspective. So you're creating freedom from those energies of the past, whether it be childhood wounds from your parental roles, that could be fear of money, obsession with material goods, or vice versa, being an overgiver, or on the narcissist end where you're just always taking, because both of those are very fearful energies that you're not going to be loved, you're not going to be safe, you're not going to be heard, that you're not important or good enough, right? So really, this is one of the biggest cycles that's coming to an end at this point for many of you, especially those who are watching this video. You are really ending that energy of being a victim. And part of that is blaming everybody else. Part of that is saying, no, I'm fine, and then projecting pain and wounding other people. So this could be, as an example, someone who, you know, is harmful with their words, manipulative, deceitful, could be cheating energy, but not taking accountability for that energy of how you've hurt others or how your actions affected others. So being that perpetrator, now if you take accountability for your actions, you're actually releasing the energy of both perpetrator and victimization, because you were victimized and you became a perpetrator. And of course, you guys, I'm talking about this on a surface level. I'm not diving really deep into the psychology of this, but you guys have to use your own discernment and do your own research with regards to these things if they are resonating highly with you. But if both parties are healing victim perpetrator energies within themselves, that means you're not going to be projecting those onto other people, friends, family, lovers, and you're certainly not going to be putting that on, those burdens, onto your next partner or your life mate, your soulmate, that energy, because perhaps that's why you had to go through some of these really challenging victimization cycles, so that, you know, when you meet your match, you're not wasting any time. And I say wasting, But you don't have to take that time to be each other's mirror for the shadow, for the wounds, because you have taken the time and looked inward to look at your own shadows. And so that allows you, when you do come into union with that person that's next on your path, no matter who it is, you're going to be able to be a team, right? Instead of competing, because the victim perpetrator energy also is competition. So you won't fully be able to be in trust. You won't be able to be on that same energy, because the energy in and of itself is a mismatch in frequency. So every time you go like this, the energy goes like this. And that's why you can't find harmony and peace in those relationship dynamics. So if you're here and then you're both doing the shadow work, right? And you're both taking accountability, responsibility, you're taking action, you're communicating, boom, there you are. Now you can align. And when you're moving forward in that aligned energy, communication is clear, boundaries are healthy, you can say no, even if you love someone, you're not walking on eggshells. You can have difficult conversations and trust that they're going to be heard, and you're not afraid to bring them up because you're afraid to lose someone, because you know you're valuable, right? If that happens, it's a loss for them too, because you are valuable, you are worthy. You've healed this victim perpetrator energy or mentality. And that is huge. That is gold. That is a treasure. People who are willing to do that, you're a treasure, okay? So know that it's so valuable. It's so worth it. You can't quantify it, all right? But it's still so valuable. And from my sexy siren secrets, what's the sexy kind of pleasure energies between the two of you? What's going on right now? What do you... what are you guys thinking about each other or dreaming about each other? Oh, hello. I knew this moment would come. And we'll see what happens here. So it's quite scandalous. The energies, they want you, okay? Like there's a very heightened sexual energy here in addition to this spiritual level. And maybe that's connected to the novice energy too. But it says, I want you to lick my breasts, suck my nipples, and come deep inside of me. So that is the message here. And so, damn, that is on fire. All right. So there are some pretty potent sexual energies coming through here. And that's super awesome, because part of that freedom energy that we are establishing within ourselves allows us to shine brightly, allows us to feel safe. And when we feel safe with a partner and or ourselves, we know we are protecting ourselves. We know we're making good decisions. We know we have boundaries. We know we're discerning of who we spend our time and energy with. And that includes sexual energy. And that sexual energy is very important to protect as well. But we know that gives us the freedom, right? That freedom of expression, that freedom to explore sexual pleasure. So really, these are fantastic messages coming through here for you guys. And yeah, we'll see what happens here. But very exciting messages. So if you are watching and you would like a private card pull, now is the time. So just put yes, please, or yes, I'd like a card. And I will pull a card for you. And these will be messages to help motivate you as we move forward here on our path. And I think I will use, which one did I do there? Okay. I think I'll use my Shadow Fantasy Oracle for all of the cards. It doesn't look like anybody has requested it so far, so I'll just give you guys a minute. If you guys do want a personal card pull, it is free, and I'll just pull live for you. If not, then, I hope you enjoyed the reading, and stay positive, stay grounded, find your inner peace, and continue to move forward and get excited about this damn sexy energy because you might have been holding out for a little while. And it's an interesting way for spirit to come through and go, that is a valid side of you too, right? You don't need to sacrifice your pleasure and sexual energy here. So there's an opportunity for that coming in the future here. So Sally, good to see you, Sally. This is your message, protected. So you are very protected right now. Your relationship that's coming in is protected. It's really, I see it really coming in aligned, slowly but surely aligned. And, you can't miss it. You can't do anything wrong, so to speak, in terms of this coming in for you. And even in your personal life, your mental energies, your spiritual energies, you're very protected and guided at this time. So if you feel a little off kilter, trust in that protection and know, okay, I'm going to come back to center here. I am protected and I'm moving forward in an energy that's highest and best. But this energy, I think, is your heart also, your heart is protected. And so it's continuing to open up, continuing to feel that freedom and getting excited about the next energies to come in because it's going to be a totally different experience for you. So that's your message there, Sally. And held to universe, this is your message here. So what are your guides? What do you know? So this one is creative insights. This one is awesome. So we have fox medicine here. We also have galactic medicine here. So this is starseed medicine. You might really have this creative, so I totally artist for you. There is something that it really is wanting to birth and this creation. Maybe you have an idea about a new entrepreneur route or something that you just have been feeling. You want to bring your creative genius, your talents out in a new way. Well, this card is signifying that you will have ideas coming through from spirit, from your guides, that are going to help you choose how to take this next step, how to evolve your business, or what to create. If you're trying to decide, I think you might have a couple different options and you're trying to decide what to bring forth for your highest and best results. And spirit is going to help you with this. So I recommend journaling and writing down your insights, your dreams, and your goals, and about what you want to achieve with this entrepreneur or creative craftsmanship that you're bringing forward. So that's your message there. Oh, sorry, it's Heidi. So that's Heidi's message there. And so Stacey, let's see here. Let's see. Okay, there, that one came out. I thought it might be a double up. So creative insights for you too, Snitchify. So exactly what I said for Heidi to Universe. There's definitely some creative energy just starting to flourish. So you might have had a time when you're feeling out of the game, not inspired, not motivated. That's starting to slowly come back. So when you're looking at the spring flowers, the spring buds, think about that as yourself too. Think about that as your energy coming out towards the world and blossoming into a new phase, because we've had some pivot points, right? So if you are going in a direction that's not going to give you the best results, you'll have a pivot. So spirit is going to ask you to pivot. Okay, pivot. It might be small pivots if you're listening and paying attention, or that tower will come in and pivot. But this one is saying trust your creative insights and know that it's also coming from the other realms too. So sometimes when we're here embodied in this material realm, we don't really see our full potential, because really from a young age, we're trained to not see our potential and just fall in line. So now we're coming back with this power, this freedom, this inner vision, really aligning with ourselves, spirit, purpose, service, and also coming to this understanding here that these creative insights aren't just our own. They're part of a greater picture here, and they're for the whole universe. So, as we heal, the universe heals. As we create, the universe creates. And so, the universe is saying here that those creative insights, they're coming to you, and then you're expressing them and you're creating, and then the universe is meeting you with that. So another message here for entrepreneurs especially, if you've been going on one path And part of this end of cycle is actually letting go of a piece of that trajectory that you saw for yourself. Don't worry, it's going to evolve. You might take a little break from it, and then you'll have these creative insights come through, and you'll know exactly what you're going to do with your business. So that's another message there coming through for entrepreneurs. All right, you guys, it doesn't look like there's anybody else, but if there's anybody else that wants a private card pull, I will pull for you now. Otherwise, Sally, Heidi, Stacy, Jocelyn, I hope you have an amazing evening, and I will catch up with you guys next time. So, all right, you guys, ciao for now, and have an amazing evening. And also enjoy your weekend. Celebrate yourself. Try to laugh. Try to play. Reclaim that sense of wonder and just go forward knowing that there's some fucking great things coming your way. All right. Ciao for now, guys. Bye.